Good Wednesday morning, BAMWX.com. Meteorologist Michael Clark here with your forecast update for today. We're taking a look at rains that fell over the last 48 hours. A lot of places here have seen over an inch of rain. And then you have some of the extremes here, especially across Ohio, portions of Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, where places have seen 5 inches or more of rain in the last 48 hours. Just going back through and looking over the last 2 weeks in terms of total rainfall, I don't, really think people understand just how much rain has fallen in a 14-day time frame. Any of the reds here is 6 inches or more of rain in the last 14 days. In places that just completely waterlogged across Ohio and much of Indiana. And finally starting to see some rain here across portions of Illinois. It's just been pretty dry. Again, we look at the precipitation here over the last 48 hours, and we could use a little bit more. There's no doubt about that. Let's turn that 2-day back on real quick, and you can see what happened last night. So we got more rain and storms in the forecast, no doubt about that. You look at radar here this morning, it's about 7:30, and you can see the rain and the storms up off to the north. I think for the most part today, the pattern is pretty quiet until we get into tonight and to tomorrow. We'll have a front come through, and I've got concerns for more flooding threats tomorrow. The risk of any strong or severe storms are up to the north today across the northern third of the forecast area, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Tomorrow, that threat shifts to the south along the front. I think you're going to be looking at, especially in this area here, a very heavy rainfall threat as the front moves through. And we look at a setup similar to yesterday, really. And then by day 3, it's out of here. All right, so here's a look at forecast radar here just as we go throughout the day today. And again, it's most of the activity today centered off to the north. Not much in the way of activity expected much of anywhere today, unless you get into extreme northwestern Illinois here later this evening. You're going to be looking at that potential for thunderstorms to redevelop and across extreme northern Indiana and Ohio. You can see here, watch a cluster come out of East Iowa, North Illinois. This is by 8 p.m. tonight. And then going further into this evening, you can see storms build later tonight. This is by 10 p.m. Eastern time. You start to see storms fire back up across portions of northern Ohio and Indiana and into northern Illinois. All of this stuff is going to skirt generally west to east across the northern tier here, the northern third of the forecast area. But dry today, more storms tonight by 9 to 11 p.m. moving west to east across the northern half of the area. So guys that need the rain up through here, especially across Illinois, you're going to get it. But across Indiana, you're just adding insult to injury at this rate. This is a look here at moisture convergence, surface moisture convergence. Remember, we talked about whenever you have convergence at the surface, you have one wind going this way, one wind coming this way. When those two winds meet, it forces the air to go up. It forces a rising motion in the air. And the next thing you know here, you get thunderstorms off rising air. All right? So the stronger the surface convergence, the stronger the threat can be for heavy rain and storms. And this is for tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. And there's a pretty solid signal here for some strong surface convergence along this front and some strong dynamics that there could be some locally very heavy rainfall in this area from Ohio, Indiana, Illinois along that front. When you look here at the vertical velocity, this helps give us an idea of what kind of thump, if you will, or how much oomph these storms are going to have. This is tomorrow evening. And you can see the table maxed out here. So, yeah, I think some of these storms could be severe with damaging winds and hail, but I think that vivid lightning and a lot of rain is going to be possible with these as these storms move through tomorrow evening. And again, the area I would be focused on right now would be along the I-70 corridor through the central portion of the forecast area right in through here. I think you have the potential to be looking at flash flooding again and some excessively heavy rain that's probably heavier than what the models are picking up on. Precipitable water values are also very concerning along the front. 2 to 2.5 inch PWatt values, even some exceeding the 2.5 inch plus mark, which would mean rainfall rates of probably 2 to 4 inches an hour on average. So certainly an active evening tomorrow for sure across the central portion of the area. But watch the front come through. It knocks these precipitable water values way down, knocks the moisture down, and it turns into a very nice Saturday. Friday and Saturday really turn out to be pretty darn nice. We'll show you here on the 4 panels what to expect. High temperatures today, again, are going to be upper 80s, low 90s across the forecast area for today and Thursday. The front knocks it down. Friday and Saturday, temperatures are in the upper 70s and lower 80s. But first off, today, probably tomorrow, we're looking at some heat advisories across Illinois, across Missouri. Nothing here across Indiana and Ohio, but very hot here for western Illinois. The winds are southwest at 10 to 30 miles per hour the next 2 days. The front slides through Thursday night. Northwest wind on Friday and Saturday. High pressure Saturday, and you look at these blues and greens on the map, that's dew point from normal, and the air is going to feel very refreshing come Friday, Saturday, before we see a renewed storm chance coming in here Sunday. Wanted to show you this real quick. This is cloud cover forecast Saturday. I think it's mostly sunny, and I think it's nice. But we need to watch the upper levels here Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening for a storm chance. Probably somewhere around 30 to 40% right now, but the energy builds and a skinny line of showers and storms may be possible along this disturbance. So something we'll keep an eye on for sure. Rainfall over the next week to 10 days, you're going to be looking on average an inch most places, isolated 3, 4, 5 inch amounts, certainly not out of the question as we go throughout the next several days. A quick check in here to next week. We do have data that is trying to suggest a significant wave of heat would develop. This is the European ensembles, and this is kind of that heat dome. It would suggest maybe it starts Tuesday of next week, and it might last through Friday. You see these 594, decameter heights here, or these circles for you in simple terms. That's extreme heat, possibly mid to upper 90s if this will verify. The models have had this problem putting this extreme heat in 7 to 10 days out for it to never show up. We'll mention it for now. There is a potential of it, but you're also going to stay very active across the top of this ridge for storm chances as well. If you have questions, shoot them to us. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.